is a challenge that Nigeria has been facing for over a decade. And so we wanted you to hear firsthand from those who've been most affected. But you need to hear from people who have been directly affected by what's happening in Nigeria. And we are pleased to be doing this together with ICON, the International Committee of Nigeria. But this is a very, very critical issue in our world. And we're very, very pleased to have Stephen kick us off here. So Stephen, thanks for joining us.
Hello, and thank you. Our organization exists because right now, terrorism and ethno-religious violence threaten the stability of Africa's most important nation. We are actively working to raise awareness and build collaborative partnerships to address religious liberty here in the US and violations of religious freedom abroad. We are specifically focused on Nigeria, which is reportedly becoming the biggest killing ground of Christians in the world due to attacks by Boko Haram, one of the deadliest terrorist groups in the world, and Fulani militants. Based on our findings, we can credibly say that over the last 2 decades, nearly 100,000 Nigerians have been killed at the hands of terrorists. There has been a concerted effort by Boko Haram Fulani militant to eradicate Nigeria of its Christian population. We fear that if the US government stands by and allows these atrocities to continue, the entire West African region will fall into disarray and we'll see a genocide like the world hasn't witnessed since Rwanda. Urgent action is needed, which is why ICON has been working tirelessly with the US State Department on behalf of the victims and vulnerable people in Nigeria to ask the US to take formal action by sending a special envoy to the Lake Chad region of Nigeria. We must do all we can to protect the lives and religious freedoms of these innocent Christians in Nigeria. This evening, I would like to introduce you to Jenepher Samuel, who is a health worker. She was abducted and released by Boko Haram earlier this year. She was held captive for months before eventually escaping. Jenepher, thank you for joining us to tell your story today.
My name is Samuel Jenepher. I am a nurse midwife. Early in the morning on my way home from Monguno, I was going to go to Maiduguri, then to Jos for my Christmas break. En route, I think at around 8 o'clock, 8, we were stopped by armed Boko Haram members. So they were holding guns, weapons. There they were now still asking about our ID cards, where we were from. Then the question of religion came, what religion we were. So I answered for myself. I said I was a Christian. They started laughing. They kept on asking questions. They asked the men what jobs they were doing. Amongst the men, I don't know what criteria they used. They told them to drop from the vehicle, told them to kneel down. They collected and checked their ID cards, took them towards the roadside because we were in the bush, and they shot them. I think around 4 to 5 of them. They shot them dead. Not just one bullet, but multiple times. So we left there, I think around 9:30, and we made a stop on the road. It was all through the bushes. So from there, we continued the journey. We got to where they wanted to take us to at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. They took us around 9, and we got there by 5. They took us in and dropped us by the gate. We were there. They had already surrounded the place. It looked as if it was a military base before, but I don't know, it was just ransacked and anyhow. So from there, they now took us to a room where I and the other lady stayed, told us to cook, and we should do that fast before nightfall because they wouldn't want any lights to be seen. Helicopters were passing at around that time, going to and fro, I think, searching for us. So we cooked. They came, told us not to make noise. They gave us lights. We should stay indoors. We should not on the light at night. They recorded a video. They actually made me to speak because they believed I was more literate than all the others. So they said I should tell the government and the Christian leaders in Nigeria that if they don't adhere to their demands, that the fate of Leah, Grace, and Alice will be our fate. There we stayed like for 6 to 7 days. From there, they took us on a canoe to, I think, another different part of their camp. And it so happened that one of the men, when he told us that when they took us, because they usually have reasons for capturing people, that they might want to capture you to enslave, they might want to capture you to exchange for something, or to kill you. But it so happened that when they captured us, they wanted to exchange us for something. That was what he said. So I kept on praying. We kept on praying. We were praying and fasting. From the second day we were abducted, we started praying and fasting, hoping we keep on praying and something will happen. We were all nine. We were 9 in number that were taken. There was 5 of us that were released on that fateful day. They took us in a vehicle. We traveled a journey of 24 hours. We slept on the way to another different part of Borno State. And that was around, it was around that place that they handed us over to a man in a car. I don't even remember his name. So he took us to the DSS office. It was from there they now contacted our various organizations, and then they came and picked us. The incidences are actually increasing. They are not reducing. They are being attacked 5 to 7 times in a day by this Boko Haram. The people that were taken after us are still not released, and they are still killing people that they pick up. So my own is, please intercede in our behalf. Intercede on our behalf. Pray for Nigeria and also assist in all the little ways you can. Thank you.
And in a situation where you don't have religious freedom, like in Nigeria, there is no economic freedom. And also, US has been an ally to Nigeria, over $1 billion being given to Nigeria annually. And giving such money, taxpayer money, I'm paying tax here in the United States. So I don't want my tax to be misdirected. I want people to be held accountable. What are they doing with that money? Then also you look at when ISIS, Boko Haram, Fulani militant are regrouping, the ultimate target of any terrorist organization today is the United States. If Nigeria is overrun and Nigeria implodes, God forbid, Europe will be in distress, American interests will be affected.